Hey Chaplain, how are you? How you doing? Can you talk? I want to try and see if I can hear.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear
Let me
me?
see. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Okay. So let me.
You can't hear me?
All right. What about now? Can you talk?
Can you hear me?
We can't hear you. Hold on. Hold on. Not hearing you. Let me try and get to where I can hear you.
And
I can hear Williams.
All right. Can y'all say something? Can you go ahead and talk?
Hi, can you hear me?
All right. Say that again.
Hi, can you hear me?
All right. Try one more time. I can hear you.
Hi, can you hear me?
I do hear you, but I'm trying to see if it's coming from the television or if it's coming from the actual computer. So let's talk some more so I can.
Hi. Hey, I need to find out from Commander Chambers if he'll be in his office tomorrow.
Okay, let me try something. Let me try something.
Okay, well, let's try something.
I think I figured it out.
Huh? What did you say?
Why not try something?
Hi, can you hear me?
Okay, this is better.
Better?
Better.
Can you find out for me if Commander Chambers will be in his office tomorrow?
Commander Chambers, will you be in your office tomorrow?
I didn't want you to put him on the spot like that.
Oh, he's sitting right here.
Well, I got 11 o'clock meeting, but I'll be in before that or probably.
Oh, did you hear that?
He said he has an 11 o'clock meeting, but probably before then.
Yeah, before then, yeah.
Either before then, yeah. So, or after 1 o'clock.
Or okay, after 1 o'clock. Okay.
After 1 o'clock, we're clean.
All righty. So y'all good on, you can hear?
Yeah, we good. We good.
Okay, I'm going back on mute. Yeah. I think that, matter of fact, I think they're Go ahead and start again. All right, good evening, everyone. Glad to know this morning. I'm already glad to hear everyone is here this evening. We're gonna go ahead and get started. We have Leon Wire, you guys know as the treasurer, myself, Kim Jackson, the president. We have Kalanda Hawkins as the secretary. Chaplain Grady, we're gonna have you bless us in this evening. Amen. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone, to Commander Chambers and all his exec team and officers at the 11th Precinct, Miss Kim and her staff with the community relations. On behalf of the DPD Chaplain Corps, we bring you greetings. Let us pray. Most kind and gracious God, we thank you for this moment for this gathering. God, we thank you that all things will be well, decent, and in order as they go throughout this meeting, conducting business, oh God, concerning the 11th Precinct. Continue to give them the strength, the tenacity, the willingness, and the love for the city of Detroit and their community to do the work that is at hand and before them. We thank them, God, for every act of hands, oh God, and the boots on the ground to do the work, and every heart that gives to do the work. This is your service prayer. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Chaplain. We're going to go ahead. I only have just a few announcements. We know next month Mr. Donwell will be here. You guys make sure you, your neighbors, you guys are prepared with your whole application. If you don't have an envelope, I'll have some. I'm gonna bring some because what we want to do is make your stuff gets in there, it's folded over, it's closed up, and your name is on the front. So while he's trying to commute here, there, and everywhere, start dropping stuff and stuff is not put up in a folder. Okay, so make sure your stuff is in a folder. If it's not, we're gonna have stuff here. But remember, let the neighbors know because if anybody needs help, from my understanding, he's gonna bring somebody with him. So that if anybody has any questions, can complete it or something's going on, he's gonna work with you guys and make sure everything is taken care of, okay? So remember next month we will be here and we're gonna get the application done, that you guys don't have to try to make your way downtown. You're gonna nip it in the bud right here, okay? Okay. Yep, absolutely. There's a lot of good information on that table. Please make sure you're grabbing it. It's a lot of good information. There's party trips, so there's casino trips, there's walk, there's what is it, senior stride walk, or a lot of good information. Make sure you pick that stuff up off the table. Other than that, I'm short and sweet today. I know. I heard somebody say, "What? I'm good." I think that's about it. time to think of, let you guys help. Okay, let me see if you get a whole application. You have any more? I don't think so. But, did you get an email? I'll probably do that. Cause you can print it off on the email if you can, or if you can go like to Kinko or something and get it printed off. But we only had just so many here, and then I was able to, send it out to you guys. Right, okay. Okay? Yep, and if you know anybody else that needs that application, make sure they get it. And if they need help, the next month will be the day to come and get the help, at least where it's convenient. You can always get the help, but it may not be convenient. Okay? Other than that, I think, yes. The whole application helps you with your property tax. It helps you with, sometimes depending on, if you're a veteran, if that's resident, if your resident is your primary resident. It's all kinds of different ways that it can help. So, I mean, even if you don't think I might not qualify, baloney, I would do it anyway. Do it anyway, because somewhere down the line, if there's nothing but cutting a couple of $100 off, it's gonna benefit you somewhere down the line. But that whole application, and they're trying to make it too, where once you fill it out, that you don't have to do it every year. So they're trying to make it where, okay, Tim fills it out now, it might be another 3, 4, 5 years, or they may want to never have to fill it out again. I don't know how that's gonna go, but trying to do it every year, it gets kind of cumbersome, so they're trying to extend it out. But it's definitely something that helps you with your property taxes. And just fill it out. I don't care if you don't think, just fill it out, because you never know. Nope. There's no age limit, it's no nothing. So it's not just for seniors, it's not just for black folks, it's not just for green folks, it's not just for green, it's for everybody. And it's for on the entire city of Detroit. It's for everybody. So if you know somebody out here on the west side, I don't care where they are, and they need help, tell them get that whole application in there. And it ends in November. November is gonna be it. Yes, November the 7th. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Mm-hmm. And he didn't give you no deed, he just quick claim, he just I'm gonna tell you what it is. Paul Beverly Hilton. He's let me see if I know I have her number. I'm quite sure I do. Let me see now. She might be able to guide you in the direction that you going, or somebody you can talk to. I can't answer that question, but I know with her being down with the taxes and working with Eric Debris, that she may have a better answer for you. But I will look through my phone and let me see if I can find a phone number for you. Yep. Okay. Yes, sir.
Is that the primary residence?
Primary residence. But that's the still talking. I would still try to fill it out and see if there may be some other kind of help. I don't know. But if you have more than one, I would try to fill it out. Anything that you have. Because it wouldn't hurt. All you do is say no, but at least your primary, your principal residence, you got that thing. Okay? Yes, sir. That is going to be Councilman Scott Benson, and I think his person left, but I'll make sure you have a phone number for him. Okay? Or an email address. I'll make sure you have something for him. And matter of fact, hold that thought. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's see. Here, let me do this. I'm gonna let you take this. Oh, yeah, okay. Take that, okay? And I have some good information in there. You're welcome. Yes, ma'am. Paperwork Mhm.
they automatically.
No, no.
Because I keep all, and they said that you want. I have received, but I don't have a valid.
Okay, no, they should not, they're not gonna automatically do anything.
All I call it.
You have to call them, get them, or try to print them off yourself. Because the email that I sent last month, there's a lot of information. So make sure if you can, if you can print it off before you think over something, go ahead and try to print it off. I don't know if I'll wait on mail, but
Yeah, because I never get my original copy of that.
yeah,
Yeah, I had to call and get a copy of my.
yep. So if you can get somebody to kind of print it off, that would be good.
Or I can just make myself, you know, go down.
Yeah, but see, I want to eliminate that for you. I want to eliminate it. So, but here's the deal. If I'm not mistaken, he's going to bring applications. So I wouldn't sweat too hard about it. But I know you want to get a lot of stuff done. If you can remember what you did last year, you had to, you know, present.
I had to come down there. All bags, all kinds of stuff. I was back to always here.
Okay, okay.
I now I saw and that I got it down because they kept asking for more stuff.
Well, hopefully, because all of that information is there, you shouldn't have to go through that. You should not have to go through that again. That's what I'm saying. He's gonna have applications. So I really wouldn't sweat too much about getting down there, and I'm quite sure I'll probably be able to print it off between now and our next meeting. So something will be. Okay, I would.
Because I even took 4 different expired bottom lines. That's how. When I wasn't there. And each time I got a letter saying, I'll go back and forth.
Okay. Well, we're just gonna go ahead. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't get on the bus and try to get nowhere. We're gonna have stuff right here. And we're gonna have it there in September. So I wouldn't. Right. Yeah, and then what you can do is let them know that you filled it out, all that you went through. And then if he tells you, okay, well, you know, we still need so and so and so, that's fine. Keep your stuff in that envelope. Once you have everything in there, I will write that address on there, get it to the post office and let it go.
Okay.
Well, I'm not mad, but you got to do somewhere. You got to do something.
I can always go up to Uber Man as a $400 bill or something on that little bus.
Okay.
Because straight on down, get down there, get all the bus, walk across the road, and that's it. Right. The kids want them to walk back out, and the little bus to walk back out. That's what I did.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's food for thought. I just want to make sure it's kind of convenient for everybody. Because I don't want everybody trying to,
I appreciate it.
yeah, it's hard trying to get downtown and try to find where to park and you got to walk. So that's why I'm like, you got to try to make it kind of convenient for you guys now. So that's the goal.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I just know it's somebody that's off or don't get the smell or whatever, and then we go down there. If they get on the former bus, over the man, they'll take them right down there and let them. And then go up in there, I'll find out 10 minutes.
Okay. Good info.
And if
The parking ride.
you're discounting, like,
Okay.
Exactly. That's why I'm thinking about it.
Right. It's expensive down there. And they just go down there and park right next to it. We'll have a ticket. So, they're maybe doing it, you know, unfortunately. Okay. Any other questions before we move on? Anyone online? Any other questions? Okay, hello. Any conversation?
Somebody give a ticket, okay? Give a ticket, they don't do anything. They come back, give another ticket. Now they say, well, we don't have to tell who the landlord is, who the ticket is. But by that time, that's up with the stone. So I wonder if, okay, in Warren, I'm not done. In Warren, the principal asked, and you pay for it. What is the reason to do that?
Since I can't answer that question, I'm I'm about to go back in here. I'm gonna say thank you now. Derek, question for you. Maybe you can't help us on this. Grass cutting. If the city cuts it on personal property, do they bill the homeowner? Well, it's your resident, but it's your homeowner.
You cut the lot. The homeowner yard. Staff home, but I don't know what the cost now. What can we do? By that time, it's just up this house. We're asking about somebody in this house, if they don't cut the grass.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
We got way too many conversations going on.
The question is about if you live for that, doesn't cut your grass is high. We do give out pictures to that, but that does not. That's gonna make them touch the grass. They can't afford to cut their grass, they can't afford to fix it. So, are they really doing it, or whoever they know, or North or downtown, or whoever, you got somebody you know that cut your grass, hey, can you do me a favor, you take that grass down for me? Everybody, it's not gonna get any better with money or anything like that, if you're watching the news, you know what's going on. So we don't have to start helping each other out. We're gonna complain, yes we are, but we gotta come down and help. There's nothing else we can do. The only way to grass is the open lot, they do it, I think twice. You know, if it's twice or whatever, they'll come by, there's the youth behind, they'll cut it down, they're going to distract them. But if it's just someone that lives in the house, some of my older people, no, or they don't have the money to do so. So we got to try to figure something out. We got to block club somebody, because I can give you pictures all day. They're not going to do it.
Right.
The pictures don't do it. So the complaints come in, we go give out pictures, it's so mad at us. I can't do that, right? So you all have to come up with something. You got a block club or something like that, because there's nothing that we can do. But if I can't cut my grass, I get it. That's my question was, how can you come up with the city? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying. I can go for city council. They have to city council meeting for everybody to come. You have to go, stand in line or write your name down, and they'll ask you that question. If that question comes, they'll get that to you. Okay, we put it out. We bring a black hole. We put a black cut. Yeah, me. That's what I'm talking about. I asked a neighbor to cut the yard. He told me you wasn't going to do it. I thought he would. He was a nice guy. I said he wasn't going to cut it. He said, everybody needs to see the grass. They don't have to cut the grass. They get somebody else to cut the grass. So why should I cut the grass? I don't want to take it. Yeah. So you know,
there are a couple chairs down front. Chairs down front. Two seats there. If anyone would like to come down and force it. There's a couple in the center. If anyone would like to come down.
We're going to go out of order. We don't know.
So you know that we have a purse or a bag or somebody come up down bag.
Yep. Okay, so do we have any other questions? Anything about next month? We're gonna bring envelopes, and I'm quite sure we'll have hope applications. Good. Okay. Got something? Yeah, mine will come on up. We're world for this. We got Captain Commander use tag team, so I'll wait till the captain come back.
Derek Hale, DERRICKHALE. And I'm with Commissioner Martin Scott. I just want to say thank you to our 11th Precinct officers. It's unfortunate that they're experiencing something that they're having right here. They're doing a good job. And I pray for them each and every day. But I just want to, again, I would like to invite everyone to the Commissioner Coffee Hour. That's going to be the fourth Monday. This coming 25th of August at the Kiosk Institute at 11633 Delta Campus, Hampton, 4203, and it's from 9 to 10 a.m. So if you have any concerns, questions for Commissioner Martin Scott, welcome you to come here, talk, donuts, possibly, and friendship, or you may be able to meet some. The last Monday of the month going to be like the 25th. So welcome back to the 25th. And you can call our office at 313-224-0878. I guess it's going to pick up the phone. And then I just want to say another thing. We had a great time on National Night Out. We did an excellent job. I think hopefully you won an award for doing it. No award, but we had a great time out there. For all of you in attendance, we appreciate it. But again, if you have any questions for Commissioner Martin Scott, you can call it on 324-0878. Derek, D-E-R-R-I-C-K. That's the only way you're supposed to spell it. D-E-R-R-I-C-K.
Okay, Jerry, they can't hear you back here, and I know your voice is so much loud.
Oh, you want me to get a spot for high school voice?
Yes, sir.
Again, my name's Derek Hale. 313-224-0878. I'm with Commissioner Martin Scott. And you know that voice used to get me in trouble sometimes in high school. I used to get threes instead of twos.
Okay, next we have his name is Rico Razo. Now I'm screwing up your name, so tell me again. Rico Razo. Okay,
I was great 40 and I did have excellent. Back up. Good.
you gotta let for 10 to 2 minutes.
Okay.
Is that right? Okay.
Favors and I go way back and talk about it.
Okay, you gonna have to use your outdoor voice as well?
Okay. How's everybody doing tonight? Good? Can you hear me to that? All right. My name is Rico Razo. I'm Homeland Care Neighborhood Services in Detroit. I've seen several familiar faces from other communities. But today, I just briefly wanted to talk about a few things that affect a lot of houses around the city of Detroit. How many people in here were flooded in June of 2021? We had that federally declared flood disaster. June 25th, 2021, we received like 12 inches of rain across the city and a number of basements flooded. And so, from that disaster, it was declared a presidential federal disaster, and the federal administration decided that they were going to allocate money to the city of Detroit to help affected homeowners from that June 25th, 2021 federally declared disaster. So, if you get this flyer going around right now, it has basement flood in 2021. We have roughly $10 million change out your private sewer line from your house all the way to the city's public side. The number of neighborhoods around the 11th precinct that are eligible if you meet eligibility criteria. So your minimum eligibility criteria is on this sheet. It has income level, we are looking at 80% AMI, so household size of one, you're not exceeding $56,600 on an annual basis. And what this program would do, if you're eligible, you apply, you get accepted, we would come out, run a camera scope down your sewer line, determine if you have a crack, if your entire line is top line, if you have a break from the city's main to the public main, and we would address all of those issues. We make it a completely brand new sewer line, you may have a slight portion of your line that's affected, and you need that repaired, we'll replace that or melt it. We'll add a backwater valve preventer, and we'll add a clean out. If you've ever seen a PVC pipe that's inside your backyard, to access the sewer lines to maintenance. And so, if anybody has ever had that done at their house, you go for a full sewer line replacement, you're looking at $20,000 to $25,000 for that repair. This is a free program that's qualified, and again, it's federal funding to make sure that we're helping to address those who are affected by that June 25th, 2021 federally declared disaster. So on the back of the document are the documents that you would need to collect in order to complete an application. It looks like a lot. It's roughly about nine pieces of paper. Your receipt of your house with financial information, SSI, two, SSC. We'll look at a light bill utility bill for the house occupied, and then we'll have you fill out some documents that we provide as well. Making sure we're not taking any benefits to file a FEMA claim and money to put the sewer line for that permit. That would be a duplication event. So I want to share this program here because we've done 880 private sewer line repairs across the entire state over the last year, and we have enough funding for another 600 more. So happy to share, guys. I was really trying to you want to apply, definitely feel free to apply to this program. And I'll give you my office number. If you have any other questions or you can help applying, you can always call me. My number is 313-628-1100. Last name R-A-O. And then that's the number again is 13628-1130. So the other packet I provided to you guys is really based on my interaction with the council. So I go in front of city council on a regular basis, has hundreds of contracts a year related to home repairs. One of the questions that came up was around mold and basement foundation issues. We don't address any of that within our current home repair scope, but I did want to provide what you can do as a homeowner to take an assessment of your property and address some of these issues, keep water away from your property at a very low cost. So the very first slide there, and again, I'm not going to go through this entire slide. That's a little bit too long. But that very first slide has an image of a normal bungalow in the city of Detroit, side front off field there, and it really shows what the responsibility of the homeowner is and what the responsibility of the city is. So we always hear we hire a plumber, and the plumber says it's on the city side, the city says it's on the private side. But if you look at that sewer line over there, which I was talking about the private sewer repair program, it's normally something comes up into the basement, it goes all the way to the length of your yard, and sometimes you think that our property is top of the fence line. 9 times out of 10, it goes past the fence line, your sewer line drops down about 6 to 7 feet and then connects to the city. If you as a homeowner are responsible for that entire line all the way to the top, that's why you're getting a lot of times a plumber with a private contractor job think it's on the city side, but in actuality, it's really on the public side. So, there's good information in here about extending gutters and downspouts, making sure you have positive spray away from your house so that water is running away from your house. You're not flowing against the house. After it rains, go walk around the entire house and see if there's water flowing. That'll let you know that that water at some point is finding its way down your foundation into your basement at some point. And you can really think about adding a $10 gutter extension, you're doing a 40 gutter extension, you can have one in the house, you put those on there, another 5 feet, and you're really pulling that water away from the house at a time. I always give an example of renovating a house with all the money in renovation. Time to sell the house, and I got water leaking on both sides, walls, and basement. And I'm trying to figure out how do I address this without spending $10,000. You don't need a foundation system. You're going to get $35,000. I went to Home Depot. I bought sand, I bought dirt, I bought plastic tubing, and I bought pine bars. I created a slope away from the house, added tubing, added pine bars, and not had one drop of water in that basement. Anybody can guess how much that cost to do that with the entire side? $81 $81 and it's all that. So you'll find some of that stuff in the slide deck. At the end of the slide deck, there's a couple of resources. Anybody can get a landlord. But if you're a landlord, or you know landlord, my number is on there for that on their slide.
I hear way too many conversations.
We have an incentive program for landlords that don't have your certificate of compliance and certificate of trust. You take a renovation, repair, and maintenance program, it's a funding program, get certified. You figure out what you need to become compliant with your house, you get all that together, you can apply to our department to get $10,000 and a check for the work that you've done to become compliant as a landlord. If you have up to 3 rental properties, you can apply to get up to $30,000 as a landlord. So it's an incentive for you to fund the money, to the repairs, become compliant with the certificate program you can apply to that. We have $1.8 million, and we're starting the RRP training next week for environmental. That money will last as quickly as people become compliant. So it may take you a couple of weeks, it may take you a couple of months, it may take you next year. We're not to spend that money by 2026. So maybe spend it all before next spring. I don't know. Just depends on how quick landlords take the RRP training, become compliant, and then apply it to my property. So that's on that last slide. You guys are that. And then I was trying to get more. I don't know if we're able to get okay, great. So finally, I just really want to promote a it's free will and state plan. It's called life and legacy plan. You gotta get this. Yep. So underutilized. We have a free program that you take a workshop, you get one-on-one legal consultation for your physical estate plan, so you know where your assets are going when you pass away. It costs anywhere from $2,500 to $3,500 anywhere to have a will or trust or an estate plan done. And this is totally free. We have upcoming workshops at the public branch library unit through August 27th next year. But if you guys are interested in doing this, don't have a will or estate plan or trust or labor put together, the city of Detroit is offering this program to do it. We've had over 1,500 people go to the workshop, but when it comes to setting up that appointment with the lawyer and really going through the main portion of it, it drops to like 150 people that have actually watched. And again, I have money to create a free will and estate plan. Trust me, I pay, I mean, I can't say part of it, but it'll save you $1,000. Anybody else? Yes, who's that? Right behind the so I think I've gone over a few minutes, but I'm not going to Q&A.
We'll take a couple of questions there, maybe out there.
Yes, ma'am.
I was
Right.
family did not have so much for
Yeah, if you Google Detroit Future City Air Property, IRS property, a report will come up. Anybody see that report? Detroit Future City? It's on how many dollars out there are invested because somebody is living in a house that was passed down from a relative and they don't own it legally. So they have to go through a probate court or deal with the legal system in some way to try to get rightful ownership to that property. And if that deed has 2 or 3 names on it, there's other interests in that property. So you end up going down a rabbit hole spending $10,000 in probate court to try and make sure you become the rightful owner of the property. Anybody that's what that does is actually that people may lose the house goes into foreclosure and they don't have rightful ownership. $250 million. And the video is right now is the estimate of how much somebody would lose if their property is taken if they have no rightful ownership to it. So that's why this is so important because it's your asset, it's your house, if you have bank accounts, you have vehicles, those types of things that you would want to go certain places and pass away. I don't like talking about it. I sat down and we did it with a lawyer and my wife, and we really did it together. For him, but I'm 41 and I don't want to talk about that. That's what I'm going to do years, but it's that important to do. So I appreciate that. But yeah, if you have an opportunity to Google areas property to report, check it out. How much money is out there. Detroit Future City HCIRS Air Property. My number 313-628-1130. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, no, so right now we spend all the repair money that we have, but now the program we have open and available. If you have lead hazard in the house, we do lead hazard. Yeah, the private school repair program, yeah, life and legacy is going to the plan. 2026, probably around February, we'll be launching more home repair. So we get a annual allocation, but as you guys know, as quick as it comes in, as quick as it gets done, we're good stewards of the dollars. Put it to probably this fiscal year was July 1, 2024 to June 30, 2025. My department did over 2,000. Yeah, we'll have it open. And then we are right now looking to bring out a consultant to review our real program. That program, we're looking to get out and provider. This right now is private, and that program is created effectively. And what it was created for effectively all, and now we're looking to that we could probably get along with like we'll have a new product next year as well. So we'll be like sorry, no one
all the have a person on and discussion about those dollars, the fact that yeah, I'm going to get down there, probably.
Okay.
So they told the fact
Okay.
so how
Oh, did you get my number?
Yeah.
368-1130.
Yeah.
Call me tomorrow, and I'll make sure you get it. Then, neighborhood legal services, that's the number. There are some.
so they had programs that the library on home.
Okay.
I did go to them. You'll all take a look there. They did the fact.
Okay, yeah. I hate to hear that. They call me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have that breakdown not on me right now, but I will say when we first started the private student care program in August of last year, it was our first housing bid. We only had 22 eligible neighborhoods, 0 neighborhoods in District 2 were eligible. And then went through the amendment of the action plan to add 75 neighborhoods. So there's every district in the city has a couple of neighborhoods, 97 eligible neighborhoods now, and I will give you the ones that are District 3, Region Park, Public Gardens, Trainswood, Pulaski, Airport Club, Hawthorne Park, Montezuma, Grant, Alvin, Cadillac Lake, Pershing, Franklin, Thomas, and Sherwood. All of those neighborhoods are eligible. So we just got approval on those neighborhoods, probably about 3 months ago. If I had to guess, it's probably maybe done about 100. But yeah, those were just brought in about 3 months ago. But we're still doing as much outreach as we can to that. This individual here has probably been more than for treating last month. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I hold a lot of, I like to move on that time. Take him up? Yeah, I hold it up. I'm just glad that I won't go one. Yeah, if you, a real quick way to find out who owns, houses and lots, if you Google Wayne County State Taxes, type in the address, and the taxpayer on record will go right up. They can tell you the LLC, the individual, the land bank. That is the best way to bring it up on your phone. It's really correct. Google everything. But Google Wayne County pay taxes. But if you click that link and it says pay taxes online, it'll bring up our address line. Type in the address and it'll bring up the owner on record. Oh, yes. So the question was, what makes an area eligible for the food program? So everything we do based on. When we had 22 eligible neighborhoods, we looked at the pure cost of city of who was hardest hit, what neighborhood has most water and plains, with the severe spring, who has the most amount of single plains, and who has the hardest rainfall, most amount of rainfall in the, I think it was 11 hours. And if you look at the entire middle portion of the city, all the way to the east side, from southwest Detroit, all the way to the heart of the city, all the way to Morningside, to the Grove neighborhood. Hard as it is, I think they had all the neighborhoods that are the most needed for water that has the highest amount of water engagement per every 10 houses. And so we started with that population. I think there was somewhere around 30,000 households that were in them. And after we started doing outreach, and he's not getting a really big response next year of neighborhood. audit. So that brought it to 75. So it's all based on data that we have, that the water department has that file from that.
Do you have any information on the diverter installed on the sewer system over on Outer Drive and the one that's 7 mile in Van Dyke? No, this is, sewer work taking it like on the main. It's actually set up to increase the capacity for the water coming down from the phone account and be able to divert it along 7 miles.
I don't, that would be the water department, like water authority. That would have that information. I will say though, because it's a great point, there was another, federally declared disaster, August 21. Same thing, rainfall, water and city received $346 million provided in the service. Before he left office, he found out, I think, January 4th, we were all on great, that he $46 million. The great thing about that is, we're going to be able to 15,000 homes across the city by doing those capital improvements. The water department has a bunch of capital projects all across the city. On the main, the alleys, if you go in the alleys, you repair sewers in the alleys across the city. $10 million into the system. The first-time home buyers as part of that. Affordable housing development as part of that $1 billion. Yeah, there will be a lot more money coming from Thank you guys for the time. I appreciate it. Let me utilize my number if you have any questions. Then we'll be doing 12 years and different patterns. So definitely be fun. Thank you guys.
I'm gonna give him my email, and once I get that packet from him, if anybody missed that packet, I'm gonna send it out in the email. So I'll try to send out, I used to try to scan everything from our meetings, and I try to send the blast out. If you know somebody, if you have somebody that's not getting the information, if you know somebody that's not getting the information, please share it with them. Because I have one where I send it out, but they're not getting my emails, but I'm not getting a bounce back that they're not getting them. But when her neighbor sends them, she's getting them. So if you guys know somebody, please share that information that we get, okay? All right. All you captain and commanders, all of the report.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I'm Commander Michael. First off, I just want to welcome all of you. I see a lot of new faces. So welcome to all of our new faces and then our old faces. Thank you all for coming out. We appreciate it. Can I get all my Block Club presidents and Block Club members to raise their hand? So I just want to recognize you all for what you do each and every day and in the community. I know I attend a lot of different meetings. I appreciate your hard work, all the information, all the events that you're doing. So it's greatly appreciated and it truly makes a difference. I just want to recognize you all for that. So I'm going to go transition over to crime. We haven't had I know there was a message about some of the uptick. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But despite what we've had going on in the last week, we are doing well compared to last year. We're actually down in 8 of our 9 different categories for crime. So we always look at last year's display, where were we at compared to last year, and what we want to see is that steady decline. So we see declines really in the last 3 to 4 years, and we'll continue to trend downward this year despite a rough couple of weeks. So with our homicides, we're down in homicides. Just going to get into exact numbers, so I'm just going to let you know we're down in homicides, or sexual assault, aggravated assault. Our non-fatal shootings we're down in our robberies. The only area that we're up in the carjacking, we have 3 this year, and that's where we had 2. So we're up 1. We're down in burglary. We're down 61 burglaries compared to last year. So we're seeing a 24% reduction in that area. We're down in our RC, and we're leading the city right now for our reduction in motor vehicle theft. So at this point last year,
we have 380 stolen vehicles, we're sitting at 235. So we're down 38%, which leads the entire city to our reduction in stolen vehicles. So we're doing a lot of good things. Our officers are working hard. We're working with the community and our neighbor block clubs and everybody else coming together, giving us information, and we're trying to get where we need to get. But we have had a couple rough weeks. Over the last really 2-3 weeks, we've had a number of shootings, many of which have involved our youth. We lost a 6-year-old, we lost a 13-year-old in the last few weeks. This past weekend, there was a party at a home on 11th Street, and there was an individual at the school party that got into an argument, produced a knife, and ended up stabbing 4 people at this school party. 2 of them fatally. So as a result of all this activity that we've been seeing, we're ramping up everything we're doing here at the 11th Precinct by increasing our patrols, putting more officers on the street, and we're also getting help from our neighboring precincts and a number of different agencies downtown, or departments downtown. So we got our, probably a lot of you may have seen our increased traffic on some of the major streets within the precinct. So we have our citywide traffic enforcement unit that is getting all our major bags from traffic stops. We have our narcotics units in the precinct doing additional raids. We have our gang intel unit going to some of our problematic spots where we're seeing gang activity. We're having just a number of different operations across the precinct. So we're going to continue that going forward until we see the reduction. And I also want to recognize Pastor Bo over here and everyone over here. We have a new community violence intervention program here within the 11th Precinct. So people in the streets, maybe at some point see kind of what CBI does and what his organization is about. So he's been also responding to our different incidents and trying to talk with everyone in the team, trying to make sure that everything's calm, and he's just been assisting the police. So we greatly appreciate his efforts, and he's going to be with us going forward. So he's another partner. In addition to our box club, we have our CBI group, we have street fighting, we have a number of different things all to affect what we have going on. So really what you can do as a community for us, we're really wrapping up our curfew. So if you're 15 and younger, you can't be out past 10 o'clock. So if you're 16 to 17, you can't be out past 11 o'clock. So if you do see young individuals out on the street, call 911, let us know, and we're going to get our officers out there, and then what we're going to do is we're going to bring them down here and make the parents come and pick them up. We just can't have them out there because we're seeing too many of these either victims or the offenders in some of the crimes. So we got to get them off the street and back inside the house. So, recently, the chief and the mayor, they did go and take the ordinance to the city council, and there was actually an increase in the fines for curfew. So the first offense is $250, and the second offense is $500. And not only do we ticket the youth that we bring down here, but we also, once the parents come down, we write them a parental responsibility. So please spread the word and help us out, because we don't want anything to happen to our youth. So we got to make sure that they're in the house and safe with their family in the evening hours. So help us with that. Another thing, last week, before I turn over to Captain, this week's block parties, especially on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you do see something pop up, when you see a large gatherings on a block, such as a party, make sure you call us earlier rather than later. It's a lot easier because we have officers around the city that are working together. And when they hear of a large crowd gathering and we get a call, they immediately go over there and break the party up unless there's a permit or they want to look at proper channels. But we can't just have 200-300 people gathering on a block because before we know it, it escalates and someone pulls out a knife, someone pulls out a gun, and then we got people getting hurt and things like that. So just one second. So just make sure if you see that block party popping up, you call us and let us know when you get over there. We don't want anything like that. In the 9th Precinct last year on Rock City, where we had over 20 people shot at a box club party. Yes, ma'am. It's all in the air. Yeah, actually, there's no city ordinance right now with, Airbnb. So right now, that is something that's being worked out with our law department. After this incident, then we had more things, but, we're in the process of getting that particular location closed down. But there's more legislation come on Airbnb and regulation of them. But this particular person, we weren't aware that there was gonna be a party at that location at that time. So, yeah. So it's something that, we wrap our arms around and it's really difficult forward, but, yeah, that's something that we need to know about. But just get back to my point about parties and large gatherings and things like that. If you see something growing, call 911, let us know, we'll get somebody out there. Because we have dedicated officers that are getting really good at getting out to these parties and dispersing the crowds and stuff like that. Just don't want anyone getting hurt. So just let us know, okay? So then I'm gonna turn it over to Captain.
I was in the meeting last, I think it's last, and I think, the kids, food has to be in the house after the fight. He said they can be in the block.
Yeah, and of course, they're on their part. Of course, they should really be at their home. They really should be on it. I know, he was talking about the block. I mean, I think he was next door to the neighbors, and right there, and it was in view of their home and their parents, so responsible, they'll kind of, you know, but they should be all up and down the block. They should really be in the house. I mean, that's what the rule is.
These parents will leave the house. You never look out.
So if they're going up and down the block,
They never got a back.
they follow back and we're good. They're not on their porch, on their property, and they're wandering up and down the block and all over the street, all of that.
That's good. I want to
Yeah.
thank you.
I have a question for you too, real quick. I got a question, and since you brought up space. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm saying it's a homeowner who needs to clean up any stuff that's outside. So let's just be realistic. We know that homeowner is gonna clean up city center. Why do the neighbors and the kids have to see what happened over the weekend all on the sidewalk in the driveway? I just have such a huge problem with that, because that shouldn't be. I don't think our youth and our seniors, technically anybody, should be going past that house and say, oh, that's the house that had the sand. Look at all the blood on it. Why?
Yeah, and normally that is not, so if that's something that happens, that's something I'll circle back. But normally on something like that, our evidence, collection unit would gather everything. We also have fire departments that come out and rinse things away that need to be rinsed away and things like that. So we don't know, that's not something you would just leave out there like that. So that's something I'll follow up on, okay? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's why it's so important when you rock on meeting, you come to each meeting, or you call up and talk to the neighbor police officer. I can tell you that on that particular, on the England, that's where we lost our 6-year-old. Yeah, there was actually a couple of things that happened on England. We had one that was farther down towards the valley and one farther up. So we had a couple of youth that walking down with that particular one. So we can talk outside the hall and get into particulars, but just rest assured, I mean, we're out there for patrolling and we're going to some of these hot spots where we're seeing it upkeep and things like that. But you can always get information by reaching out to the coming up here, morning block, also watching the Facebook page. We have a Facebook page here at the 11th Precinct, we share information. And that's where we try and talk and educate the community as to exactly what's going on. Okay?
I don't know. Oh,
Hold on, we got one more person. Hold on. Go ahead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to guess. I live on that. I got some young guys. And I know the gang executed that. But I have been pressing myself and being a snitch and just calling the police on us every time I get my. So what do people do that are threats? I mean, what they go into my car, go to the doctor.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
And it's so many empty houses that are hard to figure out.
Quiet, please.
Oh,
right,
and
right,
that was the problem.
yeah.
So I kind of,
Yeah, if you're threatened, you wanna make a police report. And let that architect follow up and investigate that threat. But I mean, if there's information you wanna give, you can.
I'm thinking, license plate.
No, I get it. You can also reach out to Precinct and let us
But I
know.
don't want to get killed.
You can report information anonymously there, and then we'll follow up and we'll let the proper channels that you can know about it. If there's a house on the, where they sell narcotics, if we have to,
Every time I call, I'll get it right.
yeah, just make sure you let.
It's pretty intimidating. So I'm saying, they
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, question. Yeah, so to block off the street, and you have to actually, do a special event, petition. And it goes to Sergeant Cruz and our neighbor police officers, and what it do is detail how many people are gonna be in attendance, are you gonna have security here, you have more, there's a lot of different things you gotta put together, you know, we just don't want 600 people in the street, and nobody knows about it, and then where are they going to rest, what happens if it's emergency, is it notified, you know, there's a lot of things you gotta do to make sure it's done properly. So I think it's a minimal fee of interest, but it is for the better. Yeah, but if we take in the form that actually go on the city site and then talk about, holding events in the city of Washington. The neighborhood police officers are very versatile. Yes, and we'll follow up on it. I'm gonna stop it. We'll start opening up some more questions. I want to get started.
My nigga do that.
I don't.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It's pretty warm in here tonight, so I'm gonna try to read through this real quick. We can continue on with the meeting. We got a couple of people that will come up and speak, so, I'm gonna have to cue this up and we, go through my presentation. So this is the basic overview, crime report that's put out every day in the police department. Where'd it go? There it is. And it just basically talks about what the commander was talking about, with regard to last year's crime stat versus this year's crime stats, and the degree of change. Next slide. So as you can see, the commander talked about, last year's homicides were at 14. This year we're at 12. Sexual assaults. Last year we had 32. This year we're at 22. Aggravated assaults. Last year we were at 526 as of this date. This year we're at 506. Next slide. Non-fatal shootings. As the commander talked about, it's been pretty violent the last couple of weeks. But last year at this date we had 30. Today we have 29 on this year. For robberies, last year we had 65 cases. For this year we're at 49. Carjackings, last year we had 2. This year we have 3. Next slide. Burglaries, last year we had 250. As of this date, this year we had 189. Larcenies, we're continuing to be plagued with larcenies, whether they're at Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, whether you go to a bar or a club, people are breaking into cars and so forth. So if you do go and you are a CPL holder, leave your firearm at home, because we're finding a lot of cases where if you go out to a bar or a restaurant or establishment here in the 11th Precinct and you try to secure your weapon, or you get to the door and the establishment tell you you cannot bring in your weapon because it's private property, they're allowed to do that. You're a legal CPL holder, just leave your weapon at home. Because if someone watching you, when you go to the door and the security says you're not allowed to bring your firearm in, and you go back to your car and you try to hide it, there's somebody watching you. As soon as you go in, they break the car and steal it. Right? So this is one of the factors that's driving our larceny crime numbers. Motor vehicle theft, as Commander said, we were last year at 380. So we're at 235 now. That's 200 less people that their vehicles have been stolen. So, having been a victim of car theft, I'm sure these people appreciate these stats coming down. Next slide. This is our daily response with regard to the police cars responding to 911 calls. As you can see, the 11th Precinct, 14 minutes, 23 seconds. Last week, we were at 11 minutes and 7 seconds. So it varies. It just depends on, what's going on. A lot of times, when we have shootings, sometimes it'll take 2, 3, 4 police cars to secure that shooting. So what ends up happening is calls are steady coming into 911, so it adds time. It adds to the queue time. So what happens is they have to reach over to the 7th Precinct, they have to reach over to the 12th Precinct, 9th Precinct, and 4 police officers to answer runs over here in the 11th Precinct. So those things affect the response time. Next slide. That was for priority 1 calls. These are for times for priority 2 calls, such as someone went into a gas station or a store and stole a candy bar. Those are priority 2 rated. Dogs barking, those sorts of things. Parking complaints, those are priority 2 types of calls. 28 minutes, 5 seconds, and 27 minutes and 50 seconds from last week. Next slide. So these are our statistics year to date, from January 1st to probably this past Sunday. We've arrested 652 felons. We've arrested 321 persons for misdemeanor crimes. 26 juveniles for felony crimes, 27 juveniles for misdemeanor crimes. We've made 5,329 traffic stops in the 11th Precinct. We've issued 8,475 tickets. The number of people that we've come in contact with so far, 26,730. We've recovered stolen vehicles. We've recovered 213. We've impounded 647 cars. That's whether it's in connection with a traffic stop So your vehicle can be towed for. If you're driving without a license, the police can tow your vehicle. If you're driving a vehicle that is not registered, the police can tow your vehicle. If you're driving a vehicle without insurance, the police can tow your vehicle. So please pass that on to your family and friends. And that's probably gonna cost you $200, $300, $400, $500 to get your car out.
So for being a man to go from your house, then that's what the property. The car is parked in front of your house, it's gonna be 5 years ago, grass growing from the. I put stick on it, I can 48 hours, and I come back, and the post office come outside, yelling at me, say, you ain't taking my car. And I'm then sorry, he said that. Then if the car does not have the proper registration or insurance, it's parked in the street, you can just do it right away. What I do is 48 hour notice. Force it to free your car, therefore you have not opportunity to longer than 48 hours. You have to come back around probably next week. So all those cars that you said about that big, when you get into travel, you have to take the post and you can on the driveway. But you all don't like put it over. You park right in front of me, and I try to keep it. There's one that's in the yard over 5. Okay, over there. So with all we have. Okay, too many conversations again. I know they moved it, and I was they were moved out of that. They did that. Captain,
Lost my spot here. We've completed 499 accident reports. Other vehicles investigated 6,302. We've taken in 13 long guns, those are rifles, shotguns, 113 handguns, 4 knives, and 2 other weapons. 58 of them have been arrested for carrying a concealed weapon. OTE operations, everyone knows what those are? Those are the offer to engage. That's when we put a police officer decoy out on the street acting as a prostitute. That's OTE operation. Offer to engage. Homicides, attempted murder, we've arrested 18 people for that. Robberies, we've arrested 3 people. Resisting and obstructing, that's where the police go to arrest you and you fight with the police. That's a felony. We've arrested 10 of those. We've arrested 177 people on warrants. We put out, and this is just a total, I guess counting up, we put out 3,541 police cars year to date, combined total. We've answered over 15,197 police runs so far this year. We've completed 4,374 police reports. And we've conducted 116 hours of surveillance. And that's for various reasons. For narcotics, for wanted persons, and so forth. MDOC checks, we are also maintaining contact with the people who have been paroled from prison. So they're living in our community. So we keep tabs on them with the Michigan Department of Corrections. Search warrants, we've executed 32 search warrants. So that's search warrants for narcotics, people wanted for shooting, robbery, everything. Next slide. So, with the recent rash of violence that we've been experiencing here in the 11th Precinct, last Friday, August the 8th, we conducted a 15-hour operation. It started at 12 noon. It ended at 3 in the morning. We brought every officer we could find, not only in this precinct, traffic enforcement, tactical services section, gang intel, narcotics, police officers from every precinct, a traffic officer from every precinct, a special operations team from every precinct, traffic enforcement unit, and this operation was ran for 15 hours. The results of that operation, we arrested 13 people, 2 for CCW, 2 CCW warrants, probation violation warrants, substance abuse warrants, unarmed robbery, on assault. Fast arrested 3. 6 were arrested for misdemeanor crimes, narcotics related, and 1 probation violation. We investigated 308 males, 451 females. We recovered 6 stolen vehicles. We impounded 18 vehicles. 317 other vehicles were arrested. There were 318 tickets issued, 318 traffic stops, which resulted in 561 tickets being issued. 1 curfew violation and 15 miscellaneous orders. That was the statistics for just one day of operation. Did this to try to see if we can try to create a high visibility, police presence within the community and the neighborhood on major streets to try to see if we can affect some of this violence that's been experienced in the last couple of years. So that was a one-day operation. And we're going to continue to do this periodically. Next slide. This is just some of the breakdowns of the types of tickets and the weapons that we took in. We actually did 18 residential inspections. For some of you calling Sergeant Spruce and calling me about your neighbor has a couch sitting in the front yard and they parking their truck in the grass. We had an investigator, was an inspector from BC, from downtown. BC is the department that works in the PMAC, that's building safety, engineering, environmental department. That's the department that goes out and investigates and addresses all the complaints with regards to residential and business. So we looked at 18 residential properties. There were 18 blight tickets issued. So some of the complaints that you're calling about, we also addressed, we folded that element component into what we did last Friday. We also addressed some squatters. So we tagged 16 vehicles. Next slide. This is a search warrant that was executed. You're calling about the narcotics locations that are in your community, on your neighborhood, on your block. This was one that was executed. We seized 111 miscellaneous pills, some crack, some other pills, some cocaine. We arrested 1 person and issued 7 tickets. Next slide. Again, these are some of the weapons that people are carrying illegally out here, that officers come in contact with. They arrest this person and they seize these weapons. Next slide. These are some more weapons. See this weapon? See this magazine right here? They put this magazine up into this weapon. It's got 100 rounds, 100 bullets in it. These are some of the weapons that people are carrying around their vehicles on them, what the officers have to confront. Next slide. These are some more weapons that were taken from this. These weapons were taken from a house. As again, you can see these high capacity magazines, drum magazines, these weapons Next slide. More firearms. More firearms. This magazine is another drum style magazine that's inserted up into this rifle. High capacity. They can stand and deliver 30, 40, 50, 60 rounds out this weapon with these types of high capacity magazines. Next slide. So everyone knows about, Commander just talked about the curfew. This is an attempt to try to help these families get somebody with, help them with some structure. It's not really meant to be punitive, but we all know that everybody don't take care of their children like they should. So hopefully this is a motivator, not meant to be punitive, but to kind of motivate parents to kind of keep track of their children so they don't become victims or victimize other people. Next slide. This was National Night Out. These photographs we captured with some of the citizens and with the officers. Next slide. More photos from National Night Out. We appreciate everyone who came out and participated and assisted with that. Next slide. More photos of National Night Out. And of course, yours truly. I was at the Light Guard Armory for a community event that was held a couple Saturdays ago. Next slide. This is something I always tell the analysts to try to put something in here to try to help. You got so many scams out here now. People always trying to victimize other people out of their hard-earned money. This is the grandparent family emergency scam. A grandparent gets a phone call from someone claiming to be their grandchild. The caller sounds upset, panicked, or scared. They might say they are calling from a noisy place to make it harder to hear them clearly. The fake grandchild says they are in trouble while traveling. They might claim to have been arrested, involved in a car accident, or in need of emergency money for car repairs. Then they ask the grandparent to send money immediately. The caller often asks for several $1,000s. They might also say, please don't tell anyone. So they know that's the clue right there. They don't want you to communicate with someone to get a second opinion of what this sounds like. They claim to feel embarrassed about their situation or say that they don't want their parents to find out. You can avoid falling victim to this scam by staying alert and following these tips. Be skeptical of unexpected calls. If you receive a call from someone claiming to be a grandchild in trouble or something like that, there's also another, recently we saw there was another where someone's family member was actually locked up and they got a call saying that they were going to be released on tether. You need to go and deposit money into a Bitcoin or some type of cash app. The police department don't operate like that. You're going to find somebody out that has been detained at the detention center. You're going to go there and make that transaction or go to the county office. The person is on tether and so forth. So this is just a slide just to kind of help you think when you get phone calls. Just be aware, be alert. All right, next slide. As of August 1st, the Detroit Detention Center is now being ran by the Detroit Police Department. It's no longer being ran by the Michigan Department of Corrections. Next slide. This Friday, we have a new police recruit class that's graduating. So we'll be getting more people graduate from the academy going in on the police department. Not sure how many the 11th Precinct will get, but I will let you know. Next slide. That's all I have. Thank you, everyone. Anybody got questions? We got time for questions.
I want to say, operations, and so I think all of the eight. How often are y'all? Does that go to different precincts, or is this precinct will have one like?
So every precinct does something different. This was one that we did for the 11th precinct, because we saw the spike in crime. I drafted a operations plan and tried to get a lot of units to collaborate, to try to come over here. So if the 7th precinct is experiencing an uptick in crime and they want to do an operation to restore peace, then they'll request units from all over the city and we'll send officers over to support them. So it just,
I just want to say that day, I was driving a van, I kept saying, "There's all these things up. I was like, wow, what is going on?" So yeah, y'all was important. Y'all was out there all day. The last thing I want to thank for that friend.
okay, we'll come back to you. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you always bring just it's hard to think that you that green there, like getting getting the color cars and making the cars. So that can happen on one block. If you able to express something,
Sure. Certainly, we cannot fight. We cannot fight this fight alone, because we cannot be on every intersection in the 11th precinct. So we really depend on the community. We are in this fight together. I truly believe that. We are working for you, and you're working with us. So we need for you, if you see something, call. If you don't have a Ring camera on your house, try to get you a Ring camera. It really does. It helps you because it acts as a deterrent, and it actually can capture if someone is doing something on your property. And we also use that in some of our investigations, try to solve and try to catch people who are out here driving this crime. So it's really important that we work together.
But I need to work on those documents for all the cars backing out before it's going away.
We have been, we're gonna put
Yeah. Backing up. Going way up there.
number 11 has a lot of one-way streets. And so we're putting the traffic off in those on those one-way streets. And right here.
Troy, you got, go ahead. You had his hand up. Go ahead, Troy.
They can park in front of their house. You go on garbage can in front of their house. So there is
next.
Okay, the thing what I want to quiet, please. Thing that I want to tell Mr. Washington D.C. Crime is very high because it's talking about driving. It's taking it out. And we also say we don't take Detroit and Chicago. What you guys go do that? Come on here to take over?
That would have to be something that has to be coordinated because the National Guard. Well, there has to be some. We still the police department.
That's what I said.
And they don't know, what laws. We have to go 6 months of police academy and go through legal to learn all the laws. So,
Read the law.
I mean, lying about
He's mine.
Exactly.
Yeah, I heard it said that, but he's still coming in and trying to put it up. Yeah, but next time, Washington, they go to Chicago, but I also Detroit.
when they get here, we'll have.
Okay, come on, next one. Okay, I want to say, hold on. Okay.
Captain, this thing, the 11th precinct are boots on the ground, and wonderful progress with the statistics, because the statistics are looking good, because as a commissioner, I hear, Chief, Medicine, Fitzgerald, Kyra Hope, all these people give out statistics citywide every week. And the statistics are really looking good. Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's up there. It's up there. It's up there with the best. Credit to we got your best in that tomorrow. I mean Thursday at the meeting. It's a credit to the men and women for working. Right. Thank you, sir.
Because right when this particular street, when I'm a landlord, they had 5 cars. You know, and I was like, I never car here, and I call here, and all of the cars are disappeared, gone. He was upset about it, but it's off the lawn, not across the driveway, all that stuff. So I want to tell the department, I'm so grateful. So thank you. This department works. When I called, they came down there, off the street, everything. And Paul, our department do an excellent job here.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm gonna make sure I get some of the future running.
Okay, that's the last question.
I'm sorry. Yes,
How often does you guys do that?
Look, it's really gonna be driven kind of by this fight, because it's a lot to bring all of those units together, all over the street. So it's kind of put together the manpower and staff, kind of put them at a little bit of a deficit to come and support them. So clearly they understand when we got children being shot. But we'll do it, we can do it at different levels, different scales. So some traffic enforcement has been dedicated over here in the 11th and the 9th precinct, as well as mobile field. So they're running that like daily. So with regard to that specific operation, kind of when we see where we're trying or something spike. So that's specific operation with tailored for that. We have to pull in my representative. And actually, I think you know what? I'll add that to my slide. Number of business children, the number of children. I'll add that. Any other questions? Okay, so that was the last one.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
Because we gotta go. Yeah. Okay, so next.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. That's all. And I just want to say, and you guys do a great job, you know, especially the whole incident. You guys are so on point. And I'm just saying, you guys, it's amazing that you guys can do what you do, because, well, I've been fired. So it takes, to me, it takes a special kind of person. And I think all of you guys are special in what you do, because everybody can't do it. And I realized that when I went to the academy, this is not what you do. So you need to realize what you can and cannot do. And I can't do it. So I take my hat off to everybody. Okay, so next we have Pastor Mo. I know you guys have seen him on television, intervene in foolishness that's going on around the city. I hope that you're not here just for the meeting tonight, that you will be here on a more permanent basis, at least every other month, or, you know, to kind of give us updates, let us know how things are going. Okay. Good afternoon. We need your outdoor noise.
This is my pleasure. I'm the pastor over here already. I'm the pastor of Amen. Commander Hawkins, man, we are the living, what is the name? This is living people. And how this came about was, being a pastor, I get called to the city class for a lot of funerals for young people. And I've seen so many funerals, a lot of people, RIP, RIP, rest up, rest in peace. And God said, Pastor, look, that you got 19 bullets in that casket. Did you really live in peace? Did you rest in peace? Did you make it peace? Did you have a peace? Something I said, move the R, move the L, it's a living peace. If you live in peace, you get some peace, and then you can rest. And so I've seen so many people that got this like bipolar, what they told them in the funeral last week. You guys are here claiming, this boy was claiming he's on demon time. And then when he died, he put him in the angel wing. Make it you on demon time or you on God's side? And so we claim to be on God's side, the pastor. We have a movement here in the district. And I'm the pastor still on the TV, back schools, on 4, action news, always out here advocating and fighting for peace and safety in the community. So that BBG still here, I work citywide, but as God would have it, to get me back home. I was born on Anglican Street. Raised in David Cleveland with the word. Amen. So I'm one of y'all, I'm one of us. And so we're sitting here at the mayor's office it's called a CBI. CBI means Community Violence Intervention. So we are community activists who go out in the community. We work in a couple of phases. We go to work in the high school, juvenile system, we deal with the street, with the hip hop artists, we deal with the youth at large, and we are focused on the 11th Precinct. My zone is from really John R. To Miles, Respect to Livernois to Van Dyke, from 8 miles a day. That's my zone. And we got about 15 of us, more with my back office. We are a city grant organization, proven. I've been doing this work 27 years. I've been working with veterans, for about 15 years straight. Veterans and I, we were the ones who argued for body cams here. I argued that argument 2001. I beat them on that. I argued for bring light. I argued for high definition facial recognition. I argued for that. I argued for high definition the high dignity metal detection. You got to be waiting in line and people on right on through, right? I argued for shot fired. When you hear a shot and know where the shot went, I argued I won that argument. We also not got shot stoppers. Before that, I'm in now. I've been around a long time. With Chief Medicine. So as a habit, he's like a great friend of mine. Talk on the phone almost every night. So you have the pleasure to have somebody in your zone who is on speed dial with Chief. And so he can get things done. So I'm here to take care of business. I'm here to take care of the God's business, and that is protecting the women, children, and our elders, our citizens. You are first and foremost on my heart. At night, I pray. I can't sleep sometimes. Worried about you and the community. We work hand in hand with the precinct, commanders, chambers, and all of his fine. We have the finest officers in the world. God is blessing us. Our numbers are coming down because we have the finest, foremost, best response time with policing in the nation. And then the mayor went further with that. Even Chief Medicine said that we got response time. That is so, if there's a crime, you must call 911. So if something happens, they come in play. Then he went said, go and do intervention and prevention before it ever happens. If I do my job right, it never have a play. Amen. The more we never have a play. So we come in and get ahead of the game. We're strategizing with chambers, with other people. That's why we're here tonight to meet you who are the center focus of all of our kids. You are the joy, you are the pride, which you come to protect and serve. I want to say that I love you, my team loves you. We are here fighting for you. We are at your phone call, and anything. We will be here. And I would say, something you all can do together, let's talk to our neighbors and look around the neighborhood. Let's find a mother. This is the house we're looking for. The mother with the kids. Go to one on the block. Struck up, kids bad. She ain't got no parents to steal. That's the mother that's raising kids out here with the bath off to shoot the gun.
Yeah.
Let's get her the help she needs. Go to your churches, organize yourself, watch love, and go find somebody who knows their mother and get her the parenting skills she needs. That's why she made curfew, and they cry about curfew. Guess what? Curfew won't apply to her and her life. You know what your kids at.
Right.
Curfew only applies to mothers who don't want to parent their kids.
Right.
So we need on the block. Don't look just for the loud house and the loud music anymore. It's the house with the mother and the kids that have no supervision. They're the ones in school putting pressure for them, driving up and now they're not. The big bald head murder one guy set up. You know, these kids are 13 with little tight jeans on, but my little innocent pookie, no, it's a murderer now. They're shooting guns, got guns, speaking in the police. We gotta watch, not profile, you know what I'm saying? That's who we gotta kind of like, it's a shame. Look out for it. They're 13 and 15 now. So we gotta make sure how we help with that. Let's help out the mother on the block who do not care about parenting the right way. She needs the love and support from my community, from my churches, our block love to make sure our kids grow up in supervision. We need better off than that. Amen. Amen. God bless you all. Anything you need for me, we are here.
If I'm not mistaken, you have, if I'm not mistaken, I believe we have somebody on from Land Bank.
I am here. Good evening, everyone.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
Turn. I'm great. Thank you for having me on tonight.
Yes. Okay, so I know there's a couple of questions and concerns, and just before we even get into that, can you tell us about what does Land Bank do?
Absolutely. So the Land Bank is an agency that helps to return vacant, blighted properties back into productive use. And so I actually want to just talk through some of our recent success metrics. So a couple months ago, we actually celebrated 12,000 renovated properties. That's 12,000 homes that were blighted, that were vacant, that were unsafe. Those homes have been rehabbed and renovated, and those are families living in those homes. Those are blocks that have been renovated, and again, properties returned back into productive use. And so when the land bank first started back in 2008, we had over 100,000 vacant, blighted properties in our inventory. Today, we have less than 4,000 structures. And so the past decade that the land bank has existed, we've done exactly what our mission is to do, and that's bring properties back into productive use and stabilize and revitalize neighborhoods. A few weeks ago, we also celebrated 30,000 vacant lots sold. And so many of you are maybe familiar with our side lot program. It's one of our most popular programs. If you live near a vacant lot that's adjacent to your home, you have the opportunity to purchase that side lot for $100. You can also purchase neighborhood lots that's 500 feet from your home. As a block club or neighborhood association, groups purchase those neighborhood lots and turn them into community gardens, places for community gathering, neighborhood parks. So the side lot and neighborhood lot programs have been really successful. This summer, we actually just launched a new series, a community office hours series, where we're going out into the community and hosting office hours every 2 weeks. We go out into a different district and we've been meeting at local businesses, local coffee shops, and just inviting residents in those neighborhoods to come out, ask any questions, address any inquiries. We'll be in District 3 in September, but that next community office hours is actually happening on August 25th at the Red Hook Greenway Cafe. And they're open to anyone. You can go to any district, but the one in District 3 is going to happen September and sometime in early September. So please be on the lookout on our website or on our social media for that next one that's happening in District 3. And if you're interested in any of the land bank programs, whether it's a structure, vacant lot, side lot, neighborhood lot. You can find all of those listings on buildingdetroit.org. That's buildingdetroit.org. And then I also want to give our phone number out. We actually have been making a lot of updates to our customer service team. We have 24-hour phone service where you will be connected to an AI chatbot who can answer questions if it's outside of our office hours. We're also making updates to our website to also respond to questions. We'll have a live chatbot on the website who can also answer questions. But that customer service number, if you have any questions or you want to call our office, that number is 313-974-6869. Again, that's 313-974-6869. And the website again is buildingdetroit.org. So you can go to the website, you can find all of our vacant parcels, all of our vacant lots. You can search your actual home address and you can find out which lots are available that you may be eligible for near your home. If you're driving down the street and you see a lot and you know the address, you can go to our website, put in that address, or call that number that I gave and inquire about it, and we can give you information and help you to make those purchases. And then one other thing I wanted to share, it's a competition we actually just launched and we're really excited about it. It's a home and garden competition. So we are asking for residents to submit their best transformation photos. If you've purchased a land bank home or a land bank lot and you've transformed it into something beautiful, we want to see your before and after pictures, and you can actually win a Home Depot gift card. We're going to award 3 winners for the best home transformations and then 3 winners for the best vacant lot transformations. And so that information, you can find that on our Instagram page. And if you're not on social media, it's also on the website, or you can call the number and get information. But you will have to submit the photos online. But if you need any help submitting those photos, please give our office a call. But the competition runs throughout the end of the month. We've been getting a lot of great transformation photos. And so we're excited to reward residents who've taken the time and taken the money and effort and really invested into Detroit and transformed these properties. And so you have until the end of this month to submit your transformation photos, and winners will receive Home Depot gift cards.
Are there any questions for the land bank? Okay, you have to stand up and speak up so she can hear you good. But we have a couple of questions.
Anything on their website that shows the status of the individual plot, whether it's a foreclosed on, which on the to free or their deed transfer, or those that are irreparable. I mean, is there any way you can get a status or a map of where land bank properties are and status?
So it's a little hard to hear you, but I think what I heard was you're asking about is there a map that has all of the land bank properties?
Right.
Yeah, and so
just the status and the process as it goes through, to the land bank, then it goes to their company's office.
yes.
Right. What's the status of those land bank properties? Is there anything that you have that to let the public know? This house is vacant next to the land bank office. Is it scheduled to be demolished? Is it being sold? I mean,
No, that's great feedback. Absolutely. And so one of the things we actually are working on, and it's just got launched, but there will be further development, is an all listings map. And that all listings map is on our website. It's interactive. You can go on there and you can see properties that are available. You can see, and so those can be properties in your neighborhood all across the city. You can see structures, you can see lots, and you can see the status of those. Now, it won't show, I don't believe it has the capability to show demo But that's something that I can take back to the team and see if that's something that we can add. But it does show if the property is sold, if the property is pending, it does show if it's available. And you can actually, and when you go on that all listings map, you can click on that property. And if it's available, it can take you through the steps to actually purchase or submit that application to purchase that property. And that's a new map that was just updated on our website within the past month.
What's your website address?
Buildingdetroit.org. So BUILDING Detroit DETROIT.org.
Thank you.
And I'll also give my email. I don't know if this meeting wraps up at 8, but I can give my email for individuals to email me directly any questions.
Oh, we ready?
So I'm Nicole Simmons. I am the Communications and Community Engagement Director at the Land Bank, and my email is nsimmons, SIMMONS @DetroitLandBank.org. And if you've put in an application for a side lot or a property and you haven't heard back, you can feel free to email me that exact address and we can have our team look into it for you. If you're checking on the status or following up on a property in your neighborhood, again, you can email me that address and our team can look into that for you. And then if you're a part of a block club or a neighborhood association and your block club or group is having meetings, our team wants to know about those meetings because we want to send people out to attend those meetings and just share updates on the land bank and answer any questions that your block club or neighborhood association may have. And so you can send those meetings and event requests to me as well.
And that's good. I'm glad you said that because I would like to make sure that you get our calendar so at least someone
Yes.
can come periodically and kind of, see if you have any updates or concerns, because of course this is a larger group, which will also help our block club to take that information back as well.
Absolutely. And then one other thing I forgot to mention, we actually just produced a resource guide, and that'll be on our website this week, but we're going to have hard copies as well. It's like a 10-page booklet with kind of all the things you need to know land banks. So the compliance process, auction, own it now, resources for if you are fixing up a home. And so if you want, we can print some of those and bring them out to meetings. The guide will also be on our website, but we'd love to hand those out to residents and anyone who, just wants to know kind of all the things land bank. So if I can work with you to get you some copies, you can hand out at some upcoming meetings. Happy to print some for you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I will send you my email address just so that
Perfect.
you'll have anything that you guys want to distribute. I will make sure it's out.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, we have a couple. Yes, sir.
Who determines the pricing?
I think, did he ask who determines the price?
Yes, for the vacant lots in the neighborhood.
So the side lots are $100. That's just a set price for $100. That's, I think, the cheapest price that we could, offer vacant land for. And then the neighborhood lots, those are $250 because those are community groups purchasing them. Now, if it's not a side lot or a neighborhood lot, if it's a vacant land, if it's a piece of vacant land that may be set aside for development, that's based on market rate. And some areas are zoned for development or building. And so if it's not a side lot or a neighborhood lot and that piece of vacant land is zoned for building or development, that's going to be determined by the market rate. And we have a team of realtors that we work with to determine that rate.
This is why I said that before. In front of my lot. That's why I wouldn't know what you're saying. The size of the land.
Can you hear him?
Sorry, I can't hear. I can't hear if he can come to the mic, or if you're having a specific issue with the lot in your neighborhood and the pricing, you can email me your the lot, and I'm happy to call you tomorrow, and I can look up the price for you and talk through it.
You wanna do that? Okay, okay.
Did you get my email? I can repeat it again for you.
Repeat it again and ask him to repeat it again.
Yep, it's N for Nicole. So N Simmons, SIMMONS at DetroitLandBank.org. So sorry if you're looking at a specific lot, just email me tomorrow or tonight, and I'll give you a call tomorrow, and we can look at the lot and the pricing, and I can help answer your question.
Okay, are we good? Oh, we got one more question for you.
The land bank rent out.
Does the land bank?
They rent out houses.
We do not rent homes, no, because our goal is to help increase access to home ownership for Detroiters at an affordable and accessible rate. The one program I will mention is our it's not rent. However, we do sell rehab and ready homes. So if you're not looking to renovate, because we know renovations are time consuming and a lot of money, we do have homes that are move-in ready, that are already rehabbed and ready for you to move in. But no, we do not rent, because our goal is to help Detroiters obtain home ownership at an affordable and accessible way. But again, rehabbed and ready, those homes are pretty affordable, and a lot of the rehabbed and ready homes qualify for down payment assistance programs. And those homes are also on our website.
Okay. Any other questions? I know it's a little after 8, but I want to make sure.
And if I couldn't, I'm sorry I couldn't hear the audio in the room. But again, if I didn't address your specific question, please email me nsimmons@detroitlandbank.org. And if you have a specific question about a property, a lot, a structure, I'm happy to talk to you on the phone and talk through it and figure out what's going on.
Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate you attending, and I'll make sure you get our schedule so that we can meet you a couple of times out of the year.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We will be there. And next time we'll be there in person. I found out about this meeting just today, so I hopped on Zoom. But if we get the schedule, we'll make sure that we're there in person.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna go ahead, and I know it's late, so will you be okay with maybe next month? I know it's last minute. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're gonna go ahead and do the raffle. We do have baseball tickets to give out, but we're gonna do the 50-50 first.
I collected $107.
Wait a minute, I didn't. Check it up. Come on now.
Okay, the lucky number is 834-700. The last three are 700.
700.
834-700.
Going once, 700. Going twice. Oh, we have it. 700. She got it. Oh, yeah, right.
I have 3 sets of baseball tickets. The game is August 19th. At 6:40 p.m. So this is for Detroit Tiger baseball tickets. It's going to be 834 7-1-1. 7-11.
And the game is Thursday and it's at 6:40, so it is an evening game. All right.
Hold up, keep the ticket.
Okay.